Hey everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What is shaking on your Wednesday? That's hump day. We here at the Tom Gully Show always hope you are receiving the full, total, and complete amount of hump you so desperately crave and you so rightfully deserve. We are going to tell you tonight about some of the weirdest, and I mean weirdest, riots that have ever happened. People going crazy, rioting, doing nutso things. What you can do right now, though, is like, share, subscribe, retweet, and notification bell. All those free things that help us serve the algorithm, the almighty, all-powerful, all-seeing algorithm. Plus, we do have super chats. We do have memberships, and you can avail yourselves of those. We'd love it if you did, because Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. And also turn on those gifted memberships. Tell us how to do it right down there in the crawl. And if you do that, then some very kind and generous people may indeed donate free gifted memberships, and you can have one, and then you can take part in our fabulous and thrilling members-only content that we do on the weekends. And you get to hear stuff nobody else does, because I'm too scared to post it openly to the public at large. So, how's everybody doing? Anything going on? Anything new recently? Just curious. Stuff going on in the pot awful world. They're pot awfuling. Well, they're doing it well, but it is awful. But it's it's circular logic. At any rate, preparing for a very large winter storm tomorrow here in North Texas. And yes, I did go to the grocery store this morning. I talked about it for about 4 hours in Discord last night. And then I did it. We did it. And I have to vamp now for 3 minutes. 3 solid minutes of vamping before we get to the thing. I might as well open up my thing while I'm just sitting here. There's no reason not to, really. And then, boy, we're going to get into these weird riots. And they are weird. Let me tell you. They are weird. They're the weirdest things you've ever heard or seen. And you'll wonder to yourself, why would someone riot over that? And I will say unto thee, I have no idea. People just like to get cranky and throw their toys and do that sort of thing. And that's fine. It's fine. If you do it in a very respectful, well-modulated fashion, which kind of defeats the purpose, I guess. But I do have my thing open. It sounds worse than it really does. The Bob Levy quote says, "Is this live?" Bob, a lot of people ask me that. I have no idea. I'm live. I don't know if it's live. I don't know if technically the show is. I think there is a delay. So technically we're live, and then technically we're also on a slight delay. It's not a very long delay. It's like a couple of seconds. That's the best answer I can give you. I used to say we were live. And then I found out that if I go right now to the YouTube and open it up, then I can hear probably right now what I'm saying. And so that means I just don't know if we're live. Good question, though. Thank you for asking it. Thank you very much for asking it. I appreciate it. In fact, just for that, I'm giving you the point. There you go. Hey, buddy. You just got the point. Very highly sought after gesture here on the program. We got about 30 seconds until we get into this thing. We might as well get going. I don't know why we wouldn't. Because I am going to tell you about some very, very weird riots. And I swear to you, you're going to say, why would they riot over that? And I'm going to say, I'll tell you the story. You can put yourself in their shoes and then see, would you riot? Would you do it? The point, I win. Yes, you do. You're today's lucky winner. Let's see here. Let's just get it going. I know, you're wondering by this illustration or photo, what the hell's going on? Well, it's a fair point. This is to represent the Melbourne Dart Riot. This is one of the newer riots that we have that people don't even know what's going on. The Melbourne Dart Riot. It, strangely enough, happened in Melbourne. The Darts Invitational Challenge. Now, here in the United States, darts are pretty much a bar game, right? You've played them there with the thing with the holes in it and whatever. But in other countries, darts are a big, big deal. I mean, a big deal, right? So the Darts Invitational Challenge is this international tournament that's held in Melbourne, Australia, and it attracts, international fans, especially back in January of 2015 during the finals match between Mighty Mike Van Gerwen, who many of you know well and had a poster of, in your bedroom as a child, and Simon the Wizard Whitlock. The dart players are not the ones that were rioting, however. Rather, hundreds of spectators, many of them drunk and in costume, began throwing plastic chairs as they watched the darts unfold. The reasons for this particular riot remain completely unknown, but footage and photos show police trying to control adults rioting, dressed as Oompa Loompas, numerous superheroes, and in one instance, in a ghillie suit, that's one of those heavy camouflage, looks like grass or whatever, foliage, which is the funniest part of the Melbourne Dart Riot, which I know you all remember very, very well. There's someone who doesn't know how to spell. There's Ronnie Mund Jr. says, "Good evening, Mr. Gully. Good evening to you." Jay Warren says, in Europe, there are prizes up to $1 million to be won on darts. Don't worry, Jay, I corrected your grammar. And he apparently knows one of these people. That's believable. Rumpled Trenchcoat is here. The legendary Rumpled Trenchcoat, a Columbo podcast. You gots to watch that on YouTube. Watch an episode, Columbo, and then watch the episode that pertains to it on Rumpled Trenchcoat. Rumpled, get a hold of me, say in DM on Twitter, and we'll set up that, because I do want you appearing here. You're on the list. There is a list. Hold on. I'll find a list. There's an actual list. I was making that list yesterday. Oh, there it is. It's the list right there. So please do that, or we'll dot I's and cross T's at some point. Jay Warren says, Little Littler is the new rising star of darts. He's barely even 18. So there you go. There you are. No matter where you go, there you are. Now this next, some of these are so stupid, it's not even funny. This one here, and by the way, I did not draw this. I can't be held responsible for this illustration. But this represents the Leicester Balloon Riot. Yes, the Balloon Riot. So way back yonder in England, in Leicester, which is Leicester, if you're American, but it's Leicester. In 1864, balloonists were in the pantheons of the very greatest daredevils of their time. And they were a major, attraction for audiences. People would come from all over to watch these balloons rise into the sky. And the summer of 1864, Henry Coxwell, phrasing, a famous professional aeronaut, was set to make an appearance for 50,000 paying ticket holders in Leicester, England. But a rumor spread that he had not brought his biggest and best balloon to the event. After heckling from the crowd, Coxwell deflated his balloon. And I think we all know how painful that can be. And the people there rushed the balloon, ripping it to shreds, setting it on fire, and threatening to do both of those same things to poor Henry Coxwell. Rioters even paraded the remains of the balloon throughout the streets of the town, which of course you would. And that briefly brought the residents a new nickname, the Balloonatics. Balloonatics. Yes. And Rebel Trenchcoat says, I've never seen that many people that ticked off at a balloon before. Oh, man. So, yeah, it happens, folks. You know, even the best and most well-meaning balloon fans can sometimes become enraged when their particular balloon isn't. Here's another outstanding illustration of the day. This one here is, of course, and you remember it from your childhood, wait, that's not the one I wanted. This is the one I wanted. This guy right here. Look at that fella. This is a dramatization. It's not actually from the riot I'm about to tell you about. Rumple Trenchcoat says, Balloonatics sounds like a great TV kids show on Cartoon. Well, he says Cartoon Central. I'm going to say Cartoon Network because I used to work for him. But it does sound like a good one. And now, kids, it's time for Balloonatics. This is to represent, yes, you know it, you love it, you can't live without it, the Toronto Clown and Firefighter Riot. The Toronto Clown and Firefighter Riot. On the night of Thursday, the 12th of July, 1855, the well-known S.B. Howe's Star Troop Menagerie and Circus Clowns hooked up with the Hook and Ladder Firefighting Company volunteers, which had both patronized the Bordello, the brothel of Marianne Armstrong on King Street. And as often happens, a fight got started. And believe it or not, the firefighters were the ones that were retreating in the matchup against the Star Troop Menagerie and Circus Clowns. The next day, though, on Friday the 13th, July 1855, a crowd gathered at the Fair Green, which is a grassy space at the waterfront, where the circus had pitched their tents, hey, phrasing, threw stones and insults, and these firefighters demanded that a clown named Myers be handed over to them. Circus wagons were burned, the fire bell was rung, yet when the Hook and Ladder Firefighting Company arrived, they joined into the riot. The militia later arrived, and they were called in, of course, by the mayor, and that diffused the riot. After public outrage at the police's failure to prosecute, an inquiry and an election led to mass firings in 1859. So, there you go. There you go. We all know that's you just don't want the clowns and the firefighters getting in odds with each other. Let's see here. Jay Warren thinks it's Perry Caravello. It's really not. The Wolf has joined us. He says, hello, folks. Always great to see the Wolf. Let's see. Rumple Trenchcoat says, I think the firefighters started it when they saw the other group and said, hey, get a load of this clown. Look at those clowns over there. Oh, brother. People saying hi. We do, of course, have the most cheerful chat room on the internet, as verified by independent sources. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, well, clowns and firefighters are natural enemies. Yes, in nature, the clown and the firefighter, well known for their hatred of one another. I tried to show you this earlier. This is, as you remember from your childhood social studies class, this is from the New York Doctors Riot, and also for fans of Alexander Hamilton, either the person or the musical. Everybody's favorite founding father once tried to quiet a mob that was bent on burning corpses. Why would they do that? I hear you cry out. Well, for centuries, Anatomists and medical students relied on gruesome means to learn, of course, about the human body. Cadavers for dissection class often, sadly, came from grave robbers, since the corpses of executed criminals were technically the only legal source of these experimental dead bodies, and those, of course, in limited supply. There's only so many executed criminals that you can use every year. In New York in 1788, rumors spread all over that medical students were digging up paupers' graves and the cemeteries of African American people when one mob came after the doctors responsible. Alexander Hamilton himself tried and failed miserably to restore the peace. The crowd swelled to about 5,000 people before militiamen intervened, and that led to 20 deaths, which ironically surprised them and supplied them with more cadavers. Like you would. Like you would. Let's see here. Chucky says, who are you? Well, first of all, Chucky. Chucky is the least scary horror movie character ever. I mean, it's like having Barbie come out. I mean, and who am I? Read the description of the show. That'll get you started. That'll get you started. Who song, right? Yes, we won't get Dr. Rioted again. We really won't. We won't. I'm not looking to be scary. I just asked the question. I didn't say you were looking to be scary. I'm just telling you that your avatar and the person that you have chose to embrace and pose yourself as is not scary. Whether you're trying or not is immaterial. And I know you asked the question because I answered it for you. Best I can do. Doctor says, I wasn't planning to riot. That's the great Tom Gully show, Riots of 2025. Well known. Chucky says, I embrace Chucky because Chucky embraces me. Whatever floats your boat, Chief. People saying hi. We always have people saying hi. This is so weird. Okay, check this out. And I know you're saying, what in the living name of, what is that? Well, I'm going to tell you. And believe it or not, it caused a riot. The brown dog riots, not just one. And incidentally, it also involves the dissection of human bodies, because riots against the dissection of human bodies were not rare at one time. We already told you about 1855. Now, in December of 1907, 1,000 Britons marched in support of vivisection or surgery on live animals. Live animals. At the center of the controversy was a small terrier allegedly vivisected without anesthetic in 1903 during a class at London's University College. Animal rights activists erected a statue to the dog, which you see before you now. And that was done in 1906, and that enraged, for whatever reason, it enraged medical students, and protesters tried to destroy the statue using crowbars and hammers. For the 1907 march, 400 mounted police were deployed to contain the marchers. The statue became such a flashpoint and an expense to local authorities that in 1910, it was removed and melted down, and then later on it was recreated, and now looks like it's in a pretty severe state of disrepair. So there you go. People saying hi. People saying hi. People saying hi. And we do have the most cheerful chat room on the internet, as verified by independent sources. The Wolf says, give me the power. I beg of you. What power would you like? You strike me as already having enough power, Wolf. You're powerful. You're athletic. You have quick feet. You're a stick of dynamite out there. Cords of muscle. Wiry, scrappy, real scrappy. So I can't really take any credit for this next one either. Again, illustrations I did not make. I did not make these. And check this out. Look at those guys. There's a bunch of people shooting into a crowd of other people with things flying in the air, and it looks like ack-ack. And if you look way in the back, there's a guy holding his hands up like, hey, dig me. Check this out. I'm definitely not okay. Hey, sexy, you remind me of a vampire. I'd like to be in a small space with you. You play your cards right. Doctrine says, I got the power. Did that not come out in the early 90s? I have the power. So this particular illustration is from, and I'm not joking, this is the actual name of it, the eel pulling riot. Because as you all know, palingtrekken, that's a Dutch word, which is the Dutch word for eel pulling, which was once a popular contest in Amsterdam. How is eel pulling a contest? I hear you cry out. Well, that's when a writhing eel, phrasing, was suspended over a canal, and hopeful people on boats would leap to snatch it as they passed beneath, usually a landing in the water type of situation. So they would go under a bridge, and this eel would be hanging down. They'd leap to grab it, and then they'd normally land in the water. However, eel pulling was also illegal. The government deemed it a cruel popular entertainment. And in July of 1866, police intervened at a particularly large gathering in the city's Jordan district. Civilians threw stones and bricks at police, and when some nearby socialist protesters joined them, yes, a riot broke out. And it wasn't just a quickie riot. It lasted several days. The army finally intervened and opened fire, as you can see before you, on the protesters. All in all, 26 people died and 136 were wounded over this eel pulling controversy. But somehow the eel itself at the center of the riots was allegedly saved and then auctioned off in 1913. So there you go. That's really all the weird riots I have to tell you about. And I did it way too fast because we got so much time left in the show, but that's okay. I want to get out of here early. We did way too late last night. It was way too late for Grandpa. It's a line from Chuck. Of course, he's small, but he's a real stick of dynamite. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, the eel pulling riot sounded like a children's TV show proposed by someone arrested immediately after proposing. It's illegal in some places. Let's see. I'm going to just call this person definitely. Your voice is so silky smooth. So silky. It's not really very silky smooth. It's just a voice. The great Rob Saul. I doubt that's Rob Saul, but that's okay. Says, my Nogas says, why do you have certain words blocked? Well, I think you probably, if you thought about it for just a couple of seconds, you probably would realize there are probably words that I don't want used in the chat. Oh, sorry. Thinking. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to imply that you were capable of that. Definitely says, it's nice to see a show that is focused and organized. Well, I don't know how focused and organized we are, but I will give you the point for that. There you go. Hey, all right. That's cool. I guess we should just open up the phone lines, huh? I gotta get some sleep tonight. I had to get up really early in the morning. I was up really late. And now, I'm tired. Yes. Coke Zero, the official, nothing's official here. Let's see here. Yay, the point. Yes, you got the point. You got the point. Nah, that's bannable. I was thinking about putting some people in timeout tonight and then just deleting some comments. But now that I think about it, it's like, no, why do that? Why even waste time? They don't learn. So just bye, see you later, go haunt another house. I thought I had gotten that across the plate yesterday. Apparently not. Apparently not. I'm thinking tomorrow night's show is going to be overrated, underrated. Not sure. Also thinking it might be about Walter Winchell. I know how much you guys love Walter Winchell. I know how popular Walter Winchell is. I've got a list here with some of this. There it is, Walter Winchell. I could do wiping, why don't I do wiping? Sounds dirty, and it is dirty, but it's not what you're thinking. Not what you're thinking. It's definitely, did I do something wrong? No, not you. It was somebody else. It was someone else. Not you. Not you. Definitely says Walter was the name of my Cabbage Patch Kid. Yeah, well, I had a skateboard once. Now you say something completely off topic and non sequitur. Now it's your turn to do that. All right, I'm opening up the phone lines. I'll let you know when they're open. So tomorrow is going to be overrated, underrated. Friday will be a topic that I choose that nobody will enjoy. That will be of interest only to me. So, only to me. Well, you said Walter. That was my connection. I know maybe it was your connection. You could make a connection with anything if you wanted to. But to the rest of the world, see, Robert says, Tom Gully Friday. Are you suggesting I should be the topic on Friday? The Friday shows, which everybody knows, I don't really like doing. I always pick something that's off the beaten path, shall we say. Let me see here. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell, all the free things. Doesn't cost you a penny. That help us with the algorithm, the almighty, all-powerful, all-seeing algorithm. And then also, we do have those super chats. We do have those memberships. We love it when you take advantage of those. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. And then please turn on your gifted memberships. Some very, very, very kind people donate those. And you could get one. Just saying. You could get one. Not saying you will get one, but I am saying that you could get one. What in the hidey-hody hey is going on here with this software? We've got a call coming in already. Got a call coming in already. Come on. Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gully Show. You're on the air, even though you called before I said the phone lines were going to be open. But that's okay.
Oh, hey, Tom. Just want to be number one there. How's it going, buddy?
Who am I speaking with?
Fezzy McCool.
Who?
Fezzy McCool. You blocked me, you fucking dick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why would I do that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe kids you molest cats and eat cat shit.
Oh, that's what you wrote today in the chat room,
Yeah,
and you wonder why you were blocked.
I know, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's too bad.
Well,
You
it's
fucking
not too
suck.
bad for me or the audience because you clearly have
Yeah.
nothing to offer. But, it's too bad for
Yeah.
you, of course.
No, not so bad for me. I'm having fun.
Well, you're the one that said it was too bad.
Yeah, I know. I
So
just
now
want to
you're
make you feel
going
good.
back on your word. We
No,
can't
I just
believe a
wanted to make you
thing
feel
that you
good.
say. You're completely
Oh, I know,
unbelievable.
right?
You've lost
I'm
all
such a liar.
credibility with the audience.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh, that's too bad.
totally. Well,
Lost
yeah,
the credibility,
again,
so I'm
that's too
calling.
bad for you. It's not too bad for anybody else.
No, I'll just keep calling.
Will you? Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Go right
You
ahead.
can block my number?
You go right ahead.
Pussy boy? Pussy boy?
Probably.
Pussy boy?
Probably.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
figured. Eat a bag of
Did
dicks.
you figure? Because you don't seem like the type that's very good at figuring to me. Figuring doesn't seem to be like your thing. Figuring seems like a bridge too far for you. So, anyway, nice hearing from you. Let's see. Definitely says, oh, is this only Tom Gully gets to think? No, it's just, ask yourself occasionally, will this be of interest to anyone else but me? And by me, I mean you. And if the answer is no, then, the always generous Rumpled Trenchcoat says the original title of Prescription Murder was called Enough Rope, which seems to be Tom's method of dealing with trolls. It is. It is. It is. And that guy had potty mouth, and I still talk to him. Rumpled Trenchcoat, you are too kind to this program. You are a very generous man, and I truly, truly appreciate it. And you are an example, a shining, golden example to the world. Okay, here we go. Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gully Show. You're on the air. There's a lot of noise there.
Yeah. Yeah, what's up, you fucking homo?
Well, just now I got a call from a cretin. That's really what's up. Let's see. Definitely says, I'm okay. If you can't be nice to me, oh, wow. They're far better people than me. Oh, not an Elkie. Oh, wow. Gosh. And we were getting along so well. That's a shame. That's a real shame. That's just so hurtful. I'm gonna just be upset about that for weeks. Ronald Trenchcoat said, he sounds so much older than 13 years old. I just don't get it. I don't either. That's okay. Everybody needs their little touchdown dance. We're happy to provide that to you. If that's what you need, hey, we all have our apex of achievement in our lives. Let's see. The Wolf says he seems really concerned about his sexuality. Concerned about something. I don't know. I don't care. As was discussed last night, a lot better people than these have traveled these phone lines over the years. I'll talk to them if they want to say something. But if you're just going to, drop an F-bomb and laugh or whatever, whatever. It says way more about you than it does about me. And I'm giving myself the point for that. Hey, right back at you, big fella. Right back at you. Good gravy. You have a show, and some people just, it just makes them mad. I envy their free time. I really do. I wish I had that kind of free time. Somebody earlier started the show was like, when do they stream or do their stuff? I'm like, I don't know. I don't seek that out. I don't pay attention to it. It comes here. It's over here. See, that's when I'm, put in a situation where I have to deal with it. But go live your life. Do what you're doing. Enjoy. Find I don't know, something you can make content with of your own. Has anybody ever seen me like stream another person's show on this one? I don't think so. I don't really think I do that, do I? Have I ever done that? I mean, maybe I have, but I don't think I have. I can almost bet that I haven't. I kind of figure I should be able to do something on my own. Create my own content somehow. Hey, but right now we're going to do celebrity birthdays. We're going to do horoscopes. We're going to do word of the day. I'm going to get a slide whistle. Fourth caller with the phrase that pays will win a trip to the WTGS party van. Let's see here. Rumble Trenchcoat says, I only saw you even having guests in the past couple of months, much less stream other people's shows. Yes, and we'll be having more guests coming on. Legitimate, serious people in the world. Go figure. Go figure. It's going to be a big day in North Texas tomorrow. We got some sort of a winter storm warning. It's going to last a while. They're saying 3 to 6 inches of snow. I don't believe it, but that's what they're saying. And what time was that supposed to be? It's the only reason I bring it up is I bet you there'll be a lot of wreckers out on the street. Some of which might even not wreck. Let's see here. Winter storm warning. There we go. It's 6 a.m. tomorrow. Wow. It's so 6 in the morning tomorrow until noon Friday. And that's from your U.S. National Weather Service. I get my news from official sources. I don't believe in conspiracy theories or crypto animals or any of that other stuff. Let me ask you, why, if Bigfoot really exists, why has there never been a legitimate sighting or photograph? Or, here's the big one, dead body. Why has nobody stumbled upon in the... People will go, oh, look at all the vastness of the land. They're out there. They've just never been discovered. Really? There's no satellite pictures. There's no nothing. Nothing. For hundreds of years. Nothing. The Wolf says, I would suggest supplying a free message. It's just considered good manners. The guest would be offered a massage. In the days of the Greeks and the Romans, it was just considered good manners. It really was. And still, we haven't heard from Brad. It's very hurtful. It's like, I don't feel bad that Brad hasn't, well, it's not me he hasn't responded to. It's his old roommate, the Wolf. But I don't feel bad for me. I don't feel bad for the Wolf. I don't feel bad even for you, the viewing audience, because it wasn't a done deal that he would appear on the show or anything. And I can't blame him for not wanting to. But just to talk to the Wolf, come on. But I feel bad that he's lost the spirit of youth. That bright-eyed, shining, guy, wedding crashing way before the movie. He's lost all that. Where's that spirit of youth, man? What happened? Wolf says, I think he's in denial. It's not just a river in Egypt. He might be. And maybe that wasn't as great of a time for him as it was for us, or that we thought it was for him. So I'm not mad at him or anything. I feel sorry. Because I bet you that guy's still in there somewhere. I bet you that guy is still, lurking around deep in his subconscious. He's still that fun, lighthearted, never going to class ever dude. But man, it seems like he's got his life together. It seems like things are good. Man. Like things are really good. I don't know. Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gully. Oh, that was a painfully loud noise. I'm afraid I'm going to have to hang up on you.
Oh, eat a bag of dicks.
Oh, well, I will if you've got a spare one at your house. Oh man, that's just hurtful language. I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight with that kind of abuse. It's just terrible, absolutely terrible. Just terrible behavior. You kiss your sister with that mouth? Come on. Come on. Oh, brother. These people are, I assume, grown adults, and that's a party on a Wednesday night for them. They just keep reinforcing my point, so. I love empirical evidence more than anything. I really do. Apparently, they do not have good manners from the days and the Greeks and the Romans. The Wolf says, are you kidding? Laughing at Mr. Rogers and calling him the turtle. Those are good times. Those were good times. Talking about Tommy Creamy, watching Dynasty, laughing at James Ferrantino. Those were good times. Laughing at the little fat girl. Hey, little fat girl. Until she got mad and fell in the snow. Couldn't get up. She was involuntarily making snow angels. Trying to get up. Snow. And there's a wall, like a 9-story wall of windows, dorm room windows, and it's impossible to tell where the voice is coming from. Impossible. Laughing at Blind Pew. When you think about it, that's kind of cruel. Blind Pew, first of all, as the name implies, was blind, although he wasn't really blind. They just called him that. And he got run over by a carriage. And when he got run over by a carriage, his arms were completely stressed up and stretched out in the air. And it rolled right over his stomach, and he just went, oh, which of course we all know, if an actual carriage ran over you, it would immediately crush all the air out of your body, and you couldn't go, oh. And the other thing about it was the carriage, remember the old carriages where the wheels were only about that thick, and so there's a track in the mud or the dirt or whatever it is. There's a track for the wheel that goes like in the dirt and then over Blind Pew. And then they do the reverse shot, and you see that there's now a matching track in Blind Pew that then picks up again on the other side of him in the mud and the dirt. And, poor Blind Pew. Poor Blind Pew. And until the Wolf and I were talking about it, and I did a little research, I didn't realize that Blind Pew was actually a legendary silent movie actor. And what was his name? Something Warner, I think. And Blind Pew was, subjugated in the talkies to getting run over by a carriage. It's terrible. Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gully Show. You're on the air. Oh, caller, you got your thing too loud in the background. I'm sorry. Call back. I'll let you call back. But you gotta turn down your radio, caller. That's just, I'm sorry. That's 101. The Wolf says, only the moan Dracula had getting staked was better. That was a pretty good moan. Children of the night, they make such sweet music. But Dracula, to me, wasn't even as good as Renfield. Renfield had all that. And Renfield, when he first showed up, was just a regular guy in a movie from back then. He was a head count. I have come from London to give you a valuation on the castle, and we'd like to do blah, 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 blah. Everything was fine, and then eating bugs off the wall and the whole thing. Dwight Fry. Frye. Dwight Fry. You know, I could do a show on Dwight Fry. Don't double dog dare me. I will do it. There's my list of new topics. Got too many lists. I need to consolidate some of these lists. Dwight Fry, now on the list. All right. I got like 3 months worth of subjects here. I think 4 of them will be of interest to anybody in the mainstream culture. That's okay. I bring the guests in. They're the normal people. They talk about things they know about. What do you got here? About 15 minutes left in this extravaganza. And then we'll put that baby to bed. Oh, I'm a little upset. The caller with the too loud of thing is not calling back. It's terrible. Maybe it was somebody I actually like. I don't know. I'm not mad at you. Just saying that's one of the things, you know. You could call back. I could actually call them back if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. That's too much. It's too invasive. It's too pushy. Wouldn't do that. Would not do that. Would be wrong. Would be very, very wrong. So, tomorrow, overrated, underrated. Friday, who knows? Who knows what it could be about? Walter Winchell or wiping. I think wiping. Forget it, Walter Winchell. Wiping. Wiping. Sorry. I'm drinking a lot of soda. Last night, after doing an extended program, as you all know, I don't eat before the show. I like to do the show hungry. It keeps me a little on edge. And I was ravenous. I ate like 5 meals. It was just somewhat disgusting, I suppose. But I just kept making food and making food. Let's see here. Know who's on first. No, just know who's on first. But that's actually a good topic for a show. Why don't I go ahead and put that on the list? Why do I have 2 lists for each topic? Oh, I know why. That's not a list. That's a best of list. All right. Who's on first? Some would say you could do it about Abbott and Costello. I think that's too broad. I think who's on first probably has its own rich, wonderful history. Chef is in the house. We always love it when the chef's here. Hail, Chef. People saying hi. The most cheerful chat room on the internet is verified by independent sources. So that's just wonderful. Wolf's is saying hi. Everybody's saying hi. Everybody be saying hi. I mean, even more people saying hi on the show tonight. It's fabulous. I was afraid there was going to be a riot. I would have done more weird riot stories, but I was terrified there'd be a riot. Absolutely terrified. I live in terror of that sort of thing. It just terrifies me. Anyway, 972-994-6822 is the number to call. And Texas doesn't get snow very often. And a couple times they've announced there's going to be these big snowmageddon events, and then they never amount to much. Now that I say that, this one, maybe it will. I went to the grocery this morning, stocked up. I'm ready. I am ready. As long as the power doesn't go out, who cares? You know. So it's cold out. Big deal. I got a parka. I got a car. You know. I was talking to somebody on the phone this morning, one of my family members, and they're like, I hope your phone doesn't run out of power. I'm like, well, if it does, I'll just go out to my car, start it up, power it up. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, they're calling back. Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gully Show. You are on the air. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Tom. Fez McCool. I like to face fuck your mother.
Really? Well, she's no longer alive, so enjoy the necrophilia. A poor man. He just admitted that he wanted to have sex with a corpse. That's sad. He should get that under control. Doctrine says, didn't 3 Days Grace make a song about starting a riot? I don't know that band. Rumple Trenchcoat says, it took him that long to come up with that? Yes! That's who we're dealing with here. He's going to call back in and say something about Sir Walter Raleigh in a can, or my refrigerator running, or, it's just not, they're just not, you know what I mean? It's been done better by better people. Chef, that's not Christian. It really isn't. It's just not Christian at all. That's just not. Hey, there's mixed company here. Okay? Come on, there's ladies present. Jeez. Hell's wrong with you? What in the world is wrong with you? Get a hold of yourself, man. You're losing your head. You're losing your heads, fellas. That's my favorite line from the Orson Welles voiceover session for the Frozen Peas and stuff. You're losing your heads, fellas. And then he says, if you'll forgive me by saying so. He's got such good use of language, if you'll forgive me by saying so. Anyway. What a show tonight. Riots and brown dogs, clowns fighting firefighters, things you just wouldn't hear of on any other program. By golly, you can hear them all here. I'm on episode 300 and, God, it's in the 80s now on Dark Shadows. I'm plowing through it the best I can. I really am. It's going to take me a long time at the rate I'm going. It really is. But I'm willing to put in the effort. You knock off 3 episodes in an hour, basically. So, The timeline I'm currently watching, Barnabas isn't even a vampire. Just a regular Joe. He's just a regular fella. Not a vampire. He's just a regular fella. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, in another half hour, that guy's going to call back and ask if your refrigerator is running. The Wolf says, we have clowns for firefighters in L.A. Firefighter is a weird job. It's kind of like police in that probably in urban areas it's more dangerous than out in the country, right? Hold on a second. I'll be with you in a second. Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gully Show. You are on the air. Who am I speaking with?
Lisa?
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Fine. I'm doing a show. What do you have for us this evening?
Well, I missed what you said about how much snow Texas was getting.
Well, I think right now they're saying 3 to 6 inches in the area that I'm located of snow.
Okay, and how much do you usually get?
None.
Oh, so that's a big driving curve for you.
Well, not for me because I'm from up north, but for the people down here that were sort of born and raised here, yeah, and it's not their fault. They've just never had to drive in it. Those of
Oh,
us,
exactly.
yeah, those of us like yourself, I'm assuming, that are brought up in it, we get used to driving
Yeah.
in it. We know how. And then here, the bad problem is that the snow doesn't last long. For instance, all that snow is going to fall, and the next day it'll be like 40 degrees during the day. And then it will freeze that night, and it'll be sheets of ice, which they drive on even worse. So.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys don't have anything like snow tires or anything like that, right?
Not only that, we don't have trucks, we don't have sand, and we don't have the chemicals. So,
Oh.
yeah, ain't nothing really. I think they have like 2 trucks for Dallas Fort Worth. It's a super small amount. Where I grew up in Indianapolis, man, the first snowflake was falling, and there was 150 trucks on the streets and the whole 9 yards. Are you from a snowy area?
Yeah, northern Canada.
Oh my God! Of course you're from the snow. Are you from the territory?
No, Ontario.
Oh, Ontario. That's not northern Canada. That's right on the border.
Oh, I'm quite a ways north in Ontario.
Are you near Scarborough or Guelph?
Oh, way, way, way past that.
Oh, okay.
Like hours and hours and hours drives past
Wow.
that.
I used to work in Toronto for a long time, and Indianapolis is the sister city of Scarborough. So we every year had like this Olympics, the Scarborough Peace Games. And I played in that when I was younger, and I got to go up there all the time. But I worked for Canadian Tire and lived in Toronto.
Oh, we love Canadian Tire.
Yeah, me and Scotty McTire, very close friends. Do you have any?
Nice.
Do you have any Canadian Tire money on you?
Well, they actually don't have the cash anymore. You get it on a
Right.
card.
I know.
Yeah.
That
I think I usually keep about 300 on the card. It's crazy.
Yeah, and the money when they made it was actually printed by a company that printed currency for like Singapore and other nations. It was like a real it wasn't just a printer like a locally there on Bloor Street or Yonge Street in Toronto. It was real stuff. Did you ever watch a show they have up there called Hockey Night in Canada?
We drink it. We get it by IV.
Yeah.
You have to watch that.
You know the little animations in between the periods that Canadian Tire does?
Yeah.
I did those for years and all their TV commercials.
Oh, so you're the reason the Leafs don't win.
That's right. Everything and more for less. Canadian Tire. Yeah. I'm
All right.
very fond of my time in the Canadian provinces. And just so you know, my favorite TV show of all time, I've got the box set, Due South. Due South.
Pardon me?
Due South.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, Paul Gross, the shining thespian of Canada. So
You always can use a good mountie.
yeah. Now, you know what freaked me out when I was working in Toronto was I'm walking down the street, I'm going to like a convenience shop or something right next to the Intercontinental Hotel there, and all of a sudden a car drives by and it has RCMP on it. And I'm like, Isn't that supposed to be a horse? I guess they're in cars now. Look at that. Anyway, so
Yep,
have you ever been to Tuk to Yuk Tuk?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No. Pretty much just Northern Ontario.
Moose Jaw, Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay's not too far.
Do you know who's from Thunder Bay, don't you?
A lot of people.
Well, my benefactor, David Letterman, used to have a sidekick that was from Thunder Bay.
Oh, yes. Paul Schaefer.
Yes. Well, Lisa, you have to call in again and we can talk about Stan Rogers and Rita McNeil and the GST and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, we can talk about all that.
How about rock voisine?
Yes, we can talk about that too. We can talk about poutine and
Perfect.
all sorts of stuff.
Loonies and toonies?
We can talk about Labatt's.
That's not really our beer.
I know. That's why it's funny to talk about it. Talk about Molson. It's like all this.
Mo-
It's really weird. Like Foster's. You talk to an Australian, they're like, "We don't drink that. It's for
Yeah.
Americans." But
If you ever get a chance to go back and look at the Molson commercials from like the 90s, they're phenomenal.
well, the old Canadian tire commercials. There's one about a player that there's all these kids playing hockey, and there's one that nobody wants, and because he can't skate, he can't shoot, he can't do anything, and all of a sudden they show him, and he's got a uniform on, and they pan out, and he's a goalie. And he's playing in a big arena and stuff. Now, there's some really great Canadian Tire commercials and Molson commercials as well. So, anyway.
All right. Well, you have a nice night.
You do the same. Thank you so much for calling. And what is it?
We'll talk again soon.
We will. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there's a nice call from Lisa in Canada, and I halfway expected her halfway through to go, "Hey, you in there?" Because that's what some of them do. But that's The Wolf says, "Thank you for calling, Lisa." Wolf says, "We couldn't wait for snow. Driving in snow, 360 donuts, spinning the car top like good times." Oh, let's see what we got here. Hi and welcome to the Tom Gully Show. You're on the air. Who am I speaking with? Anybody? Going once. Going twice. And I can hear myself and they hung up. Bad form. Spinning the car like a top. Good times. I did a 360 in the Wolf's vehicle one time. Oh, no, it was not a 360. It was a, what's 390 would be 480. I did a 480. No. 450. I did a full and then a 90. So, Rumble Trench goes, "I do love Corner Gas." Another great Canadian show. Canada has so many good shows that we've never heard of. One of my favorites did get syndicated down here. Of course, there's Due South, which, it's incredible. But there was a show called ENG, which at the time of Hill Street Blues and some of the other shows, well, why don't we do a show on ENG for crying out loud? Do a show on ENG. Anyway, it was electronic news gathering. But like Hill Street Blues was about a, police department in whatever city. LA Law was a law firm in LA. ENG was a newsroom in Toronto. Which, where else would you have one, right? I mean, you could have one in Tuktoyaktuk, but it wouldn't get that much play. All right, got about. I'll keep this on for another 6.5 minutes, and then I am out of here. And so are you. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell. Free things. Totally free things you can do to help the show with the algorithm, the almighty, all-powerful, all-seeing, all-knowing algorithm. And then also we do have super chats and memberships. Man, oh man, we love it when you do that. But turn on those gifted memberships. Nice people, give them out. And, a bounty. Just a bounty for them. But I got to get Rumpled scheduled as a guest here. Coming up, who else do I have on my list? That's a past list. I got to do these lists over. Ed Robertson and I are supposed to do Home and Away. I've got 2 musical guests. Metal Maiden Vicky also. And then Rumpled Trenchcoat. We are going to get into the Colombo scene. We are going to get into the whole Columbo thing that he knows way more about than I do. Way more about. It's great when you talk to somebody that has an expertise in a show that you like and know a little about, and they can just go, oh, yes, it was episode number 17, of course. And remember, Ida Lupino is the guest. And it was one of the great movie stars. Ray Milland was on an episode, of course. And anyway, it's just cool stuff. It's enjoyable. It's very enjoyable. And we do a lot of TV stuff here. I also have to call somebody. I think in the new year, I would like to get Ruta Lee on here. I really would. She was just so awesome. And it would be wonderful to speak with her. So maybe we will have her. You never know. You never know what we're going to do on this show. You really don't. We're just doing a little show here. We don't go to other shows and try to boss them around or show how neato we are. We stay right here. We mind our business. Somebody asks us on their show, yeah, we'll go on it, and we'll play nice. We'll pretend, well, at least up to now, we'll pretend that everybody's on an equal footing and laugh at their jokes. The people in the chat or whatever. But at a certain point, you just take a few too many and you go, okay, now it's time to say extremely true things about people. And for some reason that upsets them. I don't know why. I'm not supposed to be upset. According to them, they get upset. They get really bad. They get really mad. I mean violently upset. What do we got here? We got another 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. And then I am... Maybe we'll get the wolf to call in tomorrow. After we do Overrated, Underrated, the internet sensation that's sweeping the nation. By the way, for those of you who haven't noticed on our YouTube page, I've already got Australia Day scheduled with Scott from Australia. And man, that's going to be a wild show. Scott is a kook, and he's very Australian, and he'll tell us all about it. And that is a Sunday night show. So be prepped for that. Of course, it's Monday where he lives, but I particularly wanted to do it then so that he could have his Australia Day. Why should I mess up his Australia Day? God knows, nobody wants that. Have Australia Day just completely ruined. Your whole Australia Day in the dumpster. Because you had to do my show. Because, those Australians, they like a bit of the, go down to the boozer. They do like that. So, the wolf says, I'm overrated greatly. Brad, however, Brad is underrated. Brad, I don't think you're overrated. I don't think you can be overrated. You are a fan favorite. You got that speed, like a stick of dynamite. And of course, we all know, athletic, quick feet. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I love a bit that lasts 40 years. It's nice. It's very, very nice. Oh, let's see. Doctor says, cosplay, underrated. I have kind of an internet friend. She's a wonderful person, and she is very anti-cosplay at this point. No, I don't know if she's anti-cosplay, but she's anti the cons and all those things because she dressed up for tons of them and was really into it. She just didn't dress up with them. And she was into the whole mythology behind all these characters, really knew it, but she got harassed so much by it that she said, I'm done. And so my feelings about cosplay are, I don't know, a The Wolf says, I've always been the crowd favorite. Oh, you were the crowd favorite. No question about that. Rumble Trenchcoat says, I'll reach out on X with some days my sister and I can do the Columbo show with you. I think Twitter must be blocked by YouTube as you were able to see all my chats, but none of the 3 I used it. Huh. Well, if you just, I think Tom Gully or Tom Gully's show, you'll see my logo or whatever. You'll probably be able to tell it's mine if you see it there on X. And then just DM me, and we'll be cool. Because, you know, when I be cool, I be Popeye. But when I be bad, I be Billy the Kid. And then there's also, Rumpled, just for your edification, there's also, I think, in the About section here on YouTube, there's an actual email address if you're more comfortable using that. So whatever you prefer, whatever you prefer, just totally fine by me. I'm going to close the phone lines down. Closing them down, marking them down. The doctor says, does that make me the crowd clown since Wolf is the favorite? Well, Doctor, see, crowd favorite is not what I would consider to be a totally complimentary term in the way that it's being used here. In certain parts of the state of Indiana, if, say, a gentleman was one of the very few African Americans that was playing a high school sport for the visiting team, that person would be a crowd favorite. It's somewhat tongue-in-cheek. Let's see here. I'll check the email address too. Cool, Rumple. Cool, brother. The Wolf says, I think Fort Wayne Dwenger is underrated. Well, you know, the guys up there at Fort Wayne Dwenger thought a lot of their little football team until they ran into a powerhouse known as the Carmel Greyhounds. We beat Snyder like 38-19, and I think Dwenger we beat 28-0 in the state championship in the space of 3 years. One of them was 28-0, one of them was, you know. And by the way, the one that was like 38-19, that was our closest game that year. You know. Oh, the Wolf says, I'm definitely a crowd favorite of the Thunderbolt of Justice. You so are. You so are. Oh, boy. Well, maybe we'll discuss that tomorrow after overrated and underrated. Anyway, that's all I got. That's all I got, kids. I'd like to thank all of you for being here. All of you, man. You guys are the best. It's nice to have really cool people that are regulars around yonder. And thank you. Thank you. You are the best. Especially want to thank our good friend Rumpled Trenchcoat for the $5. That's very generous, and thank you so much. With all that being said, I'm looking at that. Oh, you thought I meant for this crowd. No, not for this crowd. Crowd like in Martinsville. That old clock on the wall says, like the Reverend Al Green, I got to get on up out of here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. With all that being said, I think the only thing left to say is, till next time. We'll see you next time.